Good evening, Bhagya ma'am.
Good evening, Mangai.
Hello, madam. Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir. Sir, good evening.
அந்த லைவ் குரிய லிங்க் ஷேர் பண்ணிருக்கேன் மேடம்.
சரிங்க சார், தான் நான் குரூப்ல போட்டுறேன்.
ஓகே மேம். Thank you மேம்.
ஓகே சார். Thank you சார்.
ரெடியா இருக்கு மேடம். லைவ் போயிட்டு இருக்கு.
ஓகே சார், தான் அனுப்பிச்சிடுறேன்.
சரி.
Mangai?
Yes, sister.
Time 7, it's getting 7.
Yes, sister.
They ready for the program?
Yes, sister. Father, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Father. Ganesan sir, good evening.
Good evening, Father.
Father Mary Joseph, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
ஆன் பண்ணிட்டியா? ஆரம்பிக்கல.
யாரு? தபஸ்வியா?
Can we start, sister? Sister, can we start, sister?
இப்பதான் தொடங்க போகுது. இன்னைக்கா? இனிமேலா? இனிமேலேவா? 7 to 8 தான் எங்களுக்கு முடியுது. சரிப்பா பாப்பா, இது ஏதோ தெரியுதா? முன்னாள் தெரியுதா? அவங்களுக்கு தான் தெரியும், அது இதுல தான் தெரியும், பாக்குறவங்களுக்கு தான் தெரியும், எனக்கு தெரியல.
Good evening, sister. Sister, your video is off. Now it's come, sister.
Yes, sister. Shall we start, sister?
So,
Sister, good evening, sister. Can we start,
Yeah.
sister?
yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I'm
sister.
waiting.
Yes.
Waiting for somebody.
No,
Right.
sister, all of them have come. We can
Right,
start.
now, okay. Only 39 people are there. 39.
47, sister, in
Okay,
Google
okay,
Meet.
okay.
The other people are in YouTube, sister.
Okay then. Okay, okay, okay.
We can
We'll
start.
start, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, sister. A warm evening to everyone present here for the SEPT at 360-degree Skill Enhancement Program for the teachers. We are very glad to have you all for the national level faculty development program organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cells of Stella College of Education, Chennai, and Srividya College of Arts and Science, Nagar, in celebration of Teachers' Day 2024. Prayer is the spiritual way of connecting to the transcendent realm. Let us all invoke God's presence through a prayer song
இல்லையாப்பா
followed by a special prayer by Father Dr. A. Maria Joseph, correspondent of Bishop Ubagarasamy Higher Secondary, Spiripur. Rubina ma'am, can we have the prayer song?
Yes, ma'am.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul. I worship Your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing this song. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing till the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul. I worship Your holy name.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
God, a loving Father, we praise you and thank you for this wonderful month, specially dedicated for the teachers. Bless the two colleges and this virtual seminar. Bless all the resource persons. Bless all the people, the faculty members who are joining this program every day from 7 to 8. Bless all the people, especially sharing their valuable ideas. Be with each and every one of us May this skill enhancement program for teachers at 360 give wonderful wisdom and knowledge to the teachers so that they may rededicate themselves and work for the greater glory of God, and by forming the students who are the future of the nation in the powerful and wonderful name of God. May the Lord be praised. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Rubina ma'am and Father, for bringing the divine blessings from our Lord Almighty. It's a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome our head of the institution, a genuine leader and the ever-jubilant Dr. Mrs. Joseph Catherine, the principal of Stella Matna College of Education, to deliver the welcome address.
Yes. A very good evening to one and all from Stella. The art of teaching is the art. Reverend Ramanujadas, Chairman of Sri Vidya College of Arts and Science, Principal Dr. M. Ganesan, Coordinators Dr. Mangai and Dr. Sandana Lakshmi, and esteemed participants, a very warm welcome to you all. I am pleased to welcome you to the 5-day seminar on September 360 degrees skill enhancement. We are exhilarated to have such a diverse and passionate group of educators, researchers, and enthusiasts gathered here to explore and discuss the future of teaching. In today's rapidly evolving world, teaching is more than a profession. It is a transformative journey. Our goal for this seminar is to delve into the exciting possibilities that innovation, new methodologies, cutting edge that can help us to engage students more effectively and foster a deeper love for learning. We are incredibly fortunate to have a lineup of stations. Expertise and insights will give insight into the invaluable perspectives and practical tools to enhance our teaching practices. This seminar is not only about absorbing knowledge, but also exchanging ideas and sparking new ones. Let us embrace the spirit of curiosity and innovation that drives each teacher forward. Thank you for being here and for your commitment to improving education. Let us make this seminar memorable and impactful. Once again, a warm welcome to you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your
Hungry?
Mangai? Mangai, waiting for somebody? Catherine, what happened?
I think some is disconnected.
Police station, huh?
Yes, I will contact her. Mangai, you're not audible.
Shall I start then?
Yes, sister.
shall I? A great visionary who carries an aura of The one who acknowledges accomplishments with so much of reverence is none other than Reverend Dr. Sister Ruby Alangarameri. You to render your felicitation for this program, sister, please.
A very good evening to everyone present here. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Once again, a very good evening and warm welcome to one and all present this Google Meet. Respected Chairman, Principal, Vice Principal of Sri Vidya College of Arts and Science, Nagar, Dr. Catherine, Principal of Stella Matutina, all the faculty members of Sri Vidya College and Stella Matutina colleges, lecturers from various colleges. Once again, welcoming you all for this 5-day virtual national level faculty development program in celebration of Teachers' Day 2024. On this auspicious occasion, I stand before you with extreme pleasure on behalf of the Stella Matutina management. First and foremost, let me express my deep sense of appreciation to the IQAC coordinators, principals, and enthusiastic conveners for arranging this 5-day FDP program for teachers. IQAC is a part of the institution's system and works towards realizing the goals of quality enhancement and sustenance. It plays a prominent role in developing a system for conscious, consistent, and catalytic improvement in the overall growth of an institution. It also helps to identify the hiccup points and foster the growth of the education system. In this regard, the IQAC of both the colleges takes special interest in the research and various development of their teaching skills. Teachers are indeed great multitaskers who are highly capable of balancing numerous roles beyond their core responsibility of educating their young generations. Their profession is extremely demanding and diverse to juggle between various roles. In an ever-changing world, where change is the only constant thing, it is essential to stay sharp, skilled, and agile. This program is tailored to recalibrate and reinforce your capabilities that boosts your overall efficiency. It emphasizes on refining and expanding their existing skills. This faculty development program is meant to enhance the skills of teachers and equip them with various strategies that facilitate a more interactive and productive teaching learning process, in addition to advancing professional practices. The topics chosen for the FDP are relevant that focuses on the professional growth of teachers across various domains of education. The resource persons are best of the best in the industry who are dedicated teachers with vast experience. Take advantage of the professional development opportunities throughout your career and enhance your abilities to embrace new challenges and change your achievements in this competitive ecosystem. I appreciate your commitment to lifelong professional learning and upgrading your skills to create better outcomes for your young generation. Through this investment, you can remain positive, proficient, confident, and compliant in your teaching profession, which ensures that you are an asset to your organization. I am sure that this 5-day national development program will provide scope for all the participants to think, share, and plan strategies towards bringing out quality in education in our country. At this juncture, my special appreciation to both the college principals for their encouragement, IQAC speakers, and my special appreciation to the seminar conveners, that is Dr. Mangai and Dr. Sandan Lakshmi. Once again, I thank and congratulate the entire team for their tireless efforts taken on this FDP program for teachers. My hearty wishes and prayers for the success of the program. May God bless you all. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister, for your graceful blessings.
Thank you.
True leadership lies in guiding others to succeed. We have such an inspiring personality, Dr. M. Ganesh. Ganeshan, sir?
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Yes.
The most Honorable Secretary and Principal of Stella Mary College Education, Chennai, and a respected Chairman of Sri Vidya College of IQC Coordinator, and my friends. Good evening to everybody. Really, I am very happy to deliver the felicitation address for a virtual 5 days eve of Teachers' Day 2024. We wholeheartedly thank the most and our respected chairman to provide permission for organizing jointly the IQC of former and later institution. Certainly, this seminar create awareness and refinement regarding the teaching and learning process in the field of education. The role of technology in modern education is significant. It provides online platform which help to the students for collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and problem solving skills. The success of the seminar depends on the assimilation and application of concepts discussed in the seminar by the resource person. I thank my special thanks to the organizer of the seminar, Professor Mangai and Sandam Lakshmi of Stella Mary College of Education, Chennai.
Thank you.
Let us pray for the ultimate success of wonderful, useful, and a fruitful seminar. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for being so kind and appreciating our efforts. I am now happy to present an overview of our national level faculty development program, SEPT at 360-degree Skill Enhancement Program for Teachers, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cells of Stella Matutina College of Education, Chennai, and Sri Vidya College of Arts and Science, Nagar, in celebration of Teachers' Day 2024. Solution is when you hold well-being of others above your own. We conceived this idea of faculty development program for teachers because we wanted to honor such dedicated teachers by providing a wonderful platform and build a community of skilled educators committed to lifelong learning, innovation, and academic excellence. This FDP has brought all dedicated and committed teachers right from primary education to tertiary education as one big family. We have created a set of resources to help you to be the best educator possible for your students. This is a time for you to revisit the essential knowledge and skills and also be updated on new standards to encourage collaboration across disciplines for a holistic and integrated approaches to in different departments and different teaching strategies. This program has been meticulously designed to give all the teachers a special set of skills needed besides strengthening their motivation and commitment for their teaching profession. The resource persons have been pulling out what is the finest from them and contributing to your professional standards. Now, it is the time to introduce the resource person of the first day, Dr. Sister M. Irdiyameri, Assistant Professor of English, Stella Matutina College of Education, who is going to enlighten us on teaching method, a paradigm shift. Dr. Sister M. Iridhya Mary. She is the Assistant Professor of Stella Matutina College of Education. She has done her BA and MA in English Literature from University of Madras, a B.Ed and M.Ed from St. Xavier's College, MPhil in English Language Teaching from Loyola College. She has cleared her NET in Education. She has also completed PhD in Educational Psychology from from 2001 to 2006, she has served as a principal at St. Joseph's Meditation School from 2006 to 2009. She has served as the principal of St. Loreto High School at Bombay from 2011 to 12 as assistant professor of English in Loyola College, and from 2000 Loyola College of Education, Chennai, and from 2016 onwards, she's been working as assistant professor of English in Stella Matutina College of Education. She also holds additional positions in Stella Matutina College of Education as placement officer, member secretary of IQAC, member secretary of Planning and Evaluation Committee, member of editorial board in the college magazine, and the Indian Educational Researcher, the journal published by our college. She has also published 5 research articles in international journals and 12 in national journals. She has written 5 chapters in edited books, 42 articles in seminars and proceedings. She has so far guided 4 M.Ed scholars, 2 MPhil scholars, and at present she is guiding 4 PhD scholars. She has also organized a number of seminars and workshops. She has served as resource person on teaching methodologies, grammar without tears, teaching aptitude, and she has also served as a member of interview board at the Loyola College of Education. She has drafted coursework for B.Ed and M.Ed in English proficiency skills and entrepreneurship, positive psychology, and journal writing for the M.Ed and B.Ed students. Now, I hand over the session to such a renowned person, to Dr. Sister M. Iridhya Mary, the Assistant Professor of English from Stella Matutina College of Education, to take over the session. Over to you, Sister.
Thank you, ma'am. At the outset, I would like to thank Reverend Dr. Sister Ruby Alangar Mary, the Secretary of Stella Matutina College of Education, Dr. Joseph Catherine, the Principal, Dr. K.A. Sheba, the IQAC Coordinator, Secretary, Principal, and IQAC Coordinator of Sri Vidya College of Education, and the organizing committee for having given me the opportunity to reflect the thought on the teaching method, a paradigm shift. We live in a post-method era where we need to evolve a teacher-evolved method. Now, when we think about method of teaching, where we already exhausted a number of methods, we have come to share on, we live in digital era. I hope, excuse me, Mangai ma'am, is my PPT visible?
Yes.
Okay.
It is
so we live in an era where technology and internet, governs every one of our lives, and very especially, it has made a phenomenal change in the field of education and at every field. And ever since the post-India, independence of India, to begin with Dr. Radhakrishnan Education Committee in 1948, Kothari Education Committee from 1962, 64, 66, the National Education Policy in 1976, National Education Policy 1986 and 2000. Now, all these focus on quality enhancement at every level and at every segment of the education system, be it both in the school education system as well as higher education. Now, we have come to discuss at this juncture, okay, where we are governed by digital era, and the students who come to our classrooms are all digital natives. And people who were born, before 1995, we are known as immigrants to this digital world. So therefore, there's a big shift, a rift that exists. We need to bridge the rift so that to produce a quality students who would be the pillars of the society tomorrow. The Kothari Commission rightly, quotes or begins, the Education Commission begins with, the future of the nation is being shaped in its classroom. So when you shape a nation, the nation requires, quality personalities, okay, people with a lot of skills, competencies, good aptitude, and things like that. And all this is being shaped by the classroom. So therefore, it is very significant at this juncture that we reflect on a teaching method, a paradigm shift. Okay. Now let's discuss. Every one of us know what's a teaching method. Method is an overall plan for an orderly presentation of a teaching material. It is a very systematically planned method. Okay, as I said, we live in a post-method era. The methods have been exhausted, but still, the method helps a teacher and the students to teach and learn very systematically. And whatever teaching resource that does not contradict. This is what is given by Antony in 1963, but it still holds a very significant aspect to teaching method. And what are the methods? We normally use the traditional method. Also, we live in 21st century in the digital world, but still we hold on to be it in the school or in the college. We still are very comfortable. The teaching community is very comfortable with a lecture-based method. We also have teacher-centered approach, where still teachers are considered as a depository or epitome of the knowledge. The students are considered to be, they come to the school or higher education to be imbibed with new knowledge that we still hold on, although the reality does not depict that condition. We also follow rote memorization, direct instructions. Now, these are all called, traditional teaching methods, which have been exhausted, and which, if these methods have been used, it does not enable or help the students to be competent, to develop skills, appropriate skills, field or of discipline. So therefore, it is time for us to think and reflect what is the aspect and why is the traditional method is not up to the mark. What are the challenges that we face in using or implementing these traditional methods? Now, when we use this lecture method or direct method or rote learning method, there's lack of students' engagement. When the students are not actively engaged, the outcome, the learning outcome results just in skill development or competency development. They may imbibe knowledge as a passive listeners, but in the long run, it does not imbibe or instill enthusiasm. It does not enable the students to have right attitude and aptitude, and it does not design them to be fit for a particular post or for a particular job. Second aspect is limited critical and creative thinking. When we follow these traditional methods, they do not provide scope to be passive in the regular classrooms. Only the teachers keep using chalk and talk method. So therefore, there is no scope for thinking, which is the need of the hour, which is highly demands of today's society and of exercise for all. We choose one particular method, that one particular method will be suitable for all the 40 students who are seated in our classroom, which is in reality it is not so. You cannot, it does not, because students come with highly individual differences. So therefore, they have their individual differences. We need to plan our method or strategies so that every individual student's need and scopes are filled in the classroom. They get, and these traditional method focuses on reading, hearing or seeing, According to Edgar Dale, cone of learning, the retention of memory after she or he, a learner listens, it's only 10% of what he or she reads they can retain, 20% what he hears or she hears, and 30% of what one sees. But if you combine all this, reading, hearing, listening, there is at least 50% of memory retention is there. But if a student is actively participates in a discussion, the retention is 70%. A student, when he reads, plans, discusses, does lot of reference, pools number of ideas with his friends, and he actually does it, then there is 90% of learning retention taking place. So therefore, in the learning, in the teaching learning process, so this is what we are supposed to enable the kids. In 1950s, Bloom gave this 4 objectives. What he stated, every child, 3 domains: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor level. We have got 3 domains. Cognitive refers to the intellectual ability, where we use our mind to learn or uses. Affective, you need to provide a conducive and applicable atmosphere for a learner to learn. Teacher has to be very kind. There is a lot of ventilation. There's a flowing big classroom where there is a lot of ventilation. There is a good water facility or sanitary facility. And when the child does something, you appreciate the child for what he does. So when you do that, the affection is communicated, and definitely there is a learning, because we are embodiment of physical, emotional, and moral social ability. So therefore, and there is also another aspect, kinesthetic, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor ability, where we use our body for drawing or for conducting an experiment in the science lab. So learning takes place in 3 domains. Now look at this. In 1957, Bloom's gave it as this knowledge. He gave all this knowledge: comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. These 6 domains of learning, sub-domains of learning aspect. This is given it in noun form. Now, Bloom's candidate, scholar, came later on as one of his changed the noun form into verb form. Knowledge is equal to remember. You remember something? I wrote the exam. Demands a low knowledge. So remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. This is where he changed synthesis into creating and evaluation into. That is why we call it as the changed Bloom's, revised Bloom's taxonomy, because any learning should reflect in create outcome. The result should be of creating new knowledge. Therefore, and if you look at it, remembering, understanding is a lower order of learning. Application and analysis is middle order. Synthesis, evaluating, synthesizing, creating becomes a higher order of learning. Now, when we use this traditional methods in our classroom, we only address, lower order of learning, knowledge level, knowledge, comprehension level, and application. Very little application of only written aspect. What is being done in the aspect of creating new knowledge, skill oriented, is completely forgotten. Therefore, there is a big demand today for a shift in the teaching learning process. So what are the factors that drive the paradigm shift? Why do we need it? In spite of, you may say, my friends, those of you who are listening to me, you would say, no, well, we all learned through chalk and talk method. Our lecturers or professors, taught us through lecturing method. Haven't we learned But then there's let's keep in mind that we are still learning. We are learning to learn the students' abilities, because our students who come into the class come with knowledge, okay, with a lot of digital knowledge, with a lot of enhancement, with a lot of skill ability, or where it demands, there's a big demand of where you need, because of the technological advancement. Our students, the digital native students, those are born after 1995 or 2000, are known as digital natives. They come with a lot of digital knowledge than you and I honestly learned, a lot of things after becoming a professor, assistant professor of English. Today, when you meet a 5-year-old child or second child, he would know, how to handle a very smartphone or an interactive board or a whiteboard. Whereas we immigrants to this reality, we have learned it through hard way. So today, the traditional method cannot match the demands of the exhaustive knowledge that we have today in front of us, that the people comes because of this technology advancement. So therefore, we need a shift. There is new pedagogical and insights. Number of research have been done on methods, strategies, techniques, programs, okay, enhancement, and teachers evolve their own method to suit the need of every child in the classroom. That has to be addressed. Gone those days where we thought, okay, fine, every classroom will have 40 or 50 students. Definitely, the students will be above achievers. Another 30 will be moderate. 50 will be always below achievers. It's fine if they, write the exams and pass the 35% or 50% of mark. But today, that's not enough. Knowledge is not enough. It has to be written in skill enhancement, in creativity. Only then their life will be more enhancing the world that we live today. Next point is globalization and diverse learning needs. Today, if you find all over the world our students are learning, you can see we live in a global village. Because of this technological development, students go to every country studying, okay, pursuing higher education. Now, to understand the context, of cultural context of the people, okay, to understand the educational context, to understand the need of the learners in different contexts. So therefore, we need shift from the old method to a new enhancing method, where it suits, where every learner is comfortable, where every learner's individual difference is addressed, their needs are addressed. You and I know very well, maybe some of your daughters and children are studying abroad, and there are students from other countries are being come here to pursue higher education. So there's a lot of exchange of new knowledge. We live in a knowledge explosive era, where at every 11 seconds a new knowledge is being explored. This is being proved time and again. The data show. So therefore, it's time for us that we shift over, and the type of learners and the kind of learners that we have, their needs to be addressed. So therefore, these are some of the factors. There are a number of other factors, but these are the key factors. Those drive, okay, those demand a shift in the teaching method. Now, the paradigm shift, where is the paradigm shifting from? This is very essential. The paradigm shift is from teacher-centered teaching to student-centered teaching. I remember Dr. Swami Vivekananda's, he says, what is education? Education is already, it's a divine perfection that already exists in man and woman, okay, or every learner. Education is a divine perfection that already exists in man. So therefore, one may question, if already, that kind of education, that knowledge already exists in every child, what is the need of or what is the need of a child coming to the school or to a higher education, or what is the role of a teacher? The knowledge exists, but it is our role is to facilitate, to enable the students to bring, to share, to realize that embodiment of knowledge to everything that he has in the classroom environment and in the higher education, so that he or she prepares himself so that tomorrow when he gets into the society, he will be an enhancing or efficacy or efficient worker or an employer. So therefore, today we do not consider where teacher is, embodiment of knowledge. Sorry, we are only facilitator. The focus should be on the student. So student-centered learning refers to enhancing, providing, amicable atmosphere, providing learning materials, resources accordingly, and addressing every individual learner's needs in the learning arena, in the learning center. Okay, so therefore, our focus is to facilitate. We have got a responsibility. That is why it's called teaching job is a noble job. Okay, without counting the cost of it, the time pressure, we need to plan. If I'm going to getting into my classroom where I've got 47 or 53 students, and there are 10 students who find it very difficult, okay, I need to address them. Okay, I need to plan them for remedial teaching. How do I simplify my content matter so that he or she imbibes it? Imbibing is not enough. That has to be resulting in skill aspect or proficiency aspect. It has to be put into practice, and he or she needs to utilize that in her career advancement. So that is very important. From passive environment to active learning environment. So when we check, traditional methodology only enhances the learners as passive listener. Okay, the teacher teaches or teacher discusses or writes it on the board. We just listen. Most of and psychologically the span of attention is just 10 to 15 minutes. But then the 40 minutes class only, if you are only going to be prolonging with chalk and talk, the students get bored. Okay, they become very passive. Now, our duty to move this passive environment to active learning environment, where we get every child in the classroom involved in active learning. That we need to do it by organizing. Suppose if 40 minutes class, okay, I may address 15 to 20 minutes, another 20 minutes, 15 minutes to address, another 25 minutes, another 15 minutes, you group the students in small groups of 4 to 5. Okay, let them discuss. Okay, what you give them, prepare the questions, give to them for discussion, and the last 10 minutes, let them come from each group, come and report what they have learned or group discussed in the group based on the content that you are teaching. So that kind of environment you need to provide. Okay, today we are with the digital era. Okay, so you need to have a good library, very effective library, language library. You may have physical or be it any discipline that you teach. You should have resources, adequate resources. Those would enhance and instill motivation to the students to get as part of to get involved as an effective learners. The third thing is from transfer of knowledge to creation of new knowledge. Okay, all this time, I'm satisfied if my students get the knowledge. That is fine. The ideology has changed. That used to be the ideology of what is the teaching profession. Teaching profession is to help the students to imbibe all the content knowledge, be it maths, physics, chemistry, nanotechnology, whatever may be. But we cannot be satisfied. The world demands, the society demands, the job opportunity demands the learners to have who can create new knowledge using the previous knowledge, what they have gained. Knowledge has to be put into applicable, oriented. So therefore, creation of new knowledge is very, very important. So that is why the paradigm shift. Then standardized competencies to customized creative individuality. You cannot just, as I have said, have a set rule or a standard for the students, both in school education or higher education. Teacher, professor, or an educator or a faculty needs to address every individual learner's need in the classroom. It is an inclusive education. We have got different types of students coming into a classroom, different kinds of students. So therefore, some are audio learners, some are visual learners, some are kinesthetic learners, some are slow learners, some are average, some are above achievers. So everyone's need has to be addressed, and the teacher needs to plan her teaching methods or strategies or techniques accordingly. So therefore, there is a shift is required from imbibing information to exhibiting values, skills, and competencies. Okay, the National Education Policy, be it 1976, 96, or 2020, all this national education policies focus on skill orientation and competency orientations. It is not enough. Friends, you are aware of it. Every year, hundreds and thousands of engineering college students come out of their engineering college with beautiful certificates of completion, successfully completing their engineering, 4 years of engineering. The data, the research has proved, the data are available, you can check. Only 40% of engineering students are employable. Although employability is available, only 40% of the students are employable. What about 60%? 60% of the students, although have the certificate, but they are not employable because they do have certificates, they have imbibed knowledge, but they lack in their skills and competencies in creating or putting into practice or exhibiting in a practical aspect. So therefore, where is the rift that's lying? Okay, the underlying demand is every classroom, and the students come out of that 40 minutes or 35 minutes class or 1 hour of class, a child should have imbibed skills and competencies. That is why, Stephen Krashan would say, if the entry level of students' knowledge is I, when he finishes a particular concept, then his knowledge should be I+1. Okay, that 1 should be reflecting or resulting in skills, competencies, skill-oriented enabilities and competencies. So therefore, the shift is in need today. Okay, now that is so. What are the modern approaches that needs to be introduced or implemented in the real classroom, both in school education or in higher education? The first thing is personalized learning. This is the demand of every child in our classroom. Every child comes and says, no, okay, I do not learn the way that somebody learns. I have a different learning style. I have a different learning needs. And my friend does not have the same need or a style as that I have. I'm reminded of, this also comes from the basic ideology comes from Swami Vivekananda, but the quote is from one of the famous English linguist who says, if the learners do not learn the way you teach, then teach the way the learners learn. If the learners do not learn the way you teach, then teach the way the learners learn. We are here to address, to change, to modify according to the need of the student, to suit every child's needs, because they do not learn in the same way as that of someone, because their emotional level is different, their cognitive level is different, their psychomotor ability is different, their physical ability is different. So therefore, what is best would be personalized learning, which focuses on customized learning for each student's strength. You need to really tailor, teaching methodology or teaching strategies or teaching method to suit every individual student's strength and weakness. I won't call it as weakness. Strength. The strength has a degree. Clear. So this is a scale, so I have to teach accordingly. So you a teacher or an assistant professor or a faculty need a person who is highly creative. Only then we can survive today with the students who come already with an exhaustive knowledge, or because of this e-gadgets, because of the exposure that they have with the blessings or of internet. Okay, if not for the internet, but we cannot live today. The students cannot, unless they use it. Today students are used with interactive board, smart board. So therefore it is very, very important where these personalized learning demands. Okay, and the next thing is need. Okay, students strengths, needs, their skills, okay, and interest. So therefore a teacher needs to plan her methods to suit the personalized learning of the learner. You also, the second one is gamification of learning. Now this games really induce interest in every student. I do not advocate when you say gamification, it's a games played using video games or internet. No, you can plan a number of games, a number of aspects. Even if you're teaching maths, for example, you can say 2 2s are 4. Come on, okay, I would call everyone stands or everyone sits. Okay, when I call 2 2, first row 2 will get up, second row 2 2s are 4, 8s are. So you have, I want all the 6 from on my left and 8s on my right to jump, okay, and come and take this flower from me. I mean, I'm just saying, creating a game. So you need to create, introduce the learning, facilitate the learning through introducing games. Those enable the students to get motivated, get into, so that they do not feel bored. Look at this, the applications of game related missions, including ladder boards, patches, points, levels, all this. Okay, they initiate learning aspects. These initiatives can be applied to any learning situations. Clear, outside the classrooms, inside the classrooms, during remedial teaching, during, once you introduce, the students will pick it up and they start playing. I remember when we were young in primary schools or schools, number of games to learn, to remember names, to remember mathematical concepts, things like that. So therefore gamification is very, very important, where it gets involved all the students very actively. Even the slow learners or below average learners or students who feel who do not come out, now gradually when they see the students, their classmates or peer group getting involved in the teaching learning process, they also will be come out of their shyness or their inferiority complex, or students coming first generation learners, single students hailing from single parent, or whatever economical or social peripheral line they come from. I think that in the gamification or the felicitation, teaching learning progress enhanced with the game will definitely result in students' confident level. So therefore, this is very, very important. Next one is inquiry-based learning. What is this inquiry-based learning? And normally what we do, we teach, we inform. We'll say any student asks a questions in between, say, hey, hold on, okay, you can ask the questions at the end of my lecture or my class. That should not be, because students will lose interest or he or she may forget. Now, what is an inquiry-based learning? Asking questions, allowing students to ask why, how, where, when. Not simply giving them ask when, where. You need to also provide clues. If you can give okay, the inquiry based, by questioning, they learn a lot of things. A learner-centered teaching. This is a learner-centered approach that encourages students to ask questions, investigate, and explore new ideas. For example, suppose if I want my students to speak language, I would say, okay, I'm giving you a clue. The clue is, okay, 25 years, a teacher, I write it on the board, 25 years, a ring, eloped, sari. Yeah, I have given 4 or 5 clues, and I say, and I narrate a very short anecdote. For example, a man gets into the train at Central Railway Station in Chennai, and then he reaches, say, Arakonam. The man finds a lady seated with the clouds, and there was no one except for the lady. When the train reaches Bangalore, the police find the lady had been killed. The police arrest the man. After a few days of interrogation, the police let the man free. Why? The story is just 2 to 3 lines. I tell them clue. Now you find out. Ask questions in groups. Okay, what is this? Did the lady wear a ring? Okay, was she buried? Okay, there is a clue on buried. What is this 25-year and eloped? So therefore, they try to connect, okay, with the clue and the questions to find an answer. So it is known as inquiry-based learning, where you pose a number of questions, you give it a riddle or a puzzle, which becomes where everybody becomes actively learning. Everybody wants to learn, and especially unders in both, right? I mean, school education and in any higher education field, be it education, be it multidisciplinary, or in technical institutions, it works wonder. Okay, inquiry-based learning is different from traditional method because it's reverse. As I started, it starts with questioning. You put a question, then you give a problem, and then you present information to find remedies or solution. The process is very interesting. Okay, this process enables every learner to be actively participated, and they find new solutions. Okay, they create, they imagine. Okay, they put in number of questions, they put years to find and to learn. So it becomes a rich experience. Learning becomes a real experience. The next one is active learning. That is very important. Now, any active learning classroom would be a chaotic. Let it be. I've learned through this from my experience. I began with teacher of standard 1. Then I went on to 5th standard. I taught. Then I taught 8th standard students. I taught 10th. I became a principal. But I taught 10th, 11th, 12th. I always taught. And when I began, standard or 5th standard, students used to be very noisy. I used to say, keep quiet, keep quiet. But then, if a child keeps quiet in the classroom, then you do not facilitate learning, or rather you arrest his creative thinking, creative ability. So therefore, active classroom, give that first 10 minutes. Okay, get every child involved in active learning by giving a game or a puzzle or conducting a small game, or look at this picture as she sits. Okay, then the teacher facilitates. You go around facilitating. Okay, divide them into groups. Let them work in groups where no child is left. You can group them, average achievers, average learners, and below average learners put together, so that even below average learners, because when they learn with peer group, they get interested, they get motivated, they come out of their shell, and they bounce back, and they become part with others. So that is the reason active learning is very important. The teacher, we need to plan every day. Some activity, it does not take much time, months time or a year's time. It only takes a few seconds to think. If you read a newspaper, start thinking of you're reading a novel, or how do I incorporate such ideology in my teaching learning process, so that the children are actively participating, and where you can facilitate the learning in a very joyful learning outcome. So this active learning is a strategy that involves students actively participating in the learning process. Very, very important. Okay, they are not wasting. Which suggests that learners learn by connecting new ideas to what you already know. So active learning, because if one does not know, suppose if there are 3 students sitting in the group, if one doesn't know, other 2 will definitely, hey, do you remember this is an answer? Come on, work. You're not stuck. Please take it. It's how you need to work. They become teachers, like each one teach one, because the students already come with a lot of previous knowledge, and pure learning is very, very effective than we teaching. So therefore, active learning is very, very important, where you plan your activities beforehand. You divide this class into small groups, and you give them, you volunteer students. Okay, students will volunteer. Okay, join this group, different activities for different groups, few minutes to think. And therefore, where you get every child, every students here, actively participating, and the learning outcome is, phenomenal. So therefore, it is very, very important. The third one is blended learning, where that's what is happening. Okay, you blend online applications, learning tools with a traditional classroom learning. Okay, you blend, you bridge the gap. For example, one child is sick, of some students do not have classroom. Okay, you record your classroom, a lecture or your activity, and you post it. Okay, you upload it. Children, those who are not able to come, can watch it. Okay, you can use both classroom lecture method, online applications. So according to Indian Society for Technology Technical Education, blended learning, often referred as hybrid learning, where you blend together. Okay, you blend both traditional classroom and the online aspects, and digital or online learning material and activities with traditional face-to-face classroom methods. So we can do this now slowly. We are doing it ever since the COVID-19 2019 happened. Okay, we all hook up. Okay, at least now we'll go on for blended learning, so that it suits. It's not enough. Every day there is something introduced to them. Only then the learners in our class will be alive, will be active, and the thought process or the facilitation process will be result in skill development and competencies. Number of competencies the learners need to develop, it will reflect in. The next thing is flipped learning. Now, flipped learning is unlike like traditional learning. Here in the traditional classroom, we give the teacher shares the information, then we give questions, then the students work. Whereas in flipped learning, the teacher already divides the units or learning content to the students, assigns questions, and the students learn at home. Okay, the students learn a subject at home before the class, then use the learned knowledge in the class to create a project for discussion or other activities. So this is known as flipped learning, but teacher has to be very cautiously, very systematically the learning content, distributing the questions accordingly, giving the reference material needs to be given to them, and this is found to be very, very effective, where number of places where you find draft of teachers. I remember in one of the universities in UP, they introduced this flipped learning because the professors were very less in one of the government colleges, and their results were very phenomenal, very effective. So it's been found time and again, research, and it is found flipped learning is one of the most effective learning, where a lot of creative ideas, a pooling of ideas are put together to maximize everyone's learning. Now, these projects are often interactive. When they make this, when you introduce this flipped learning, they are more of interactive because they go through reference before they come. If they have any doubt, the students themselves will get into online discussions, collaborative activities. Okay, very responsibly they distribute the learning material or activity or a project, and they apply the knowledge. Clear, designed to apply the knowledge students gain during the independent study. So each one, it is units are divided into groups. Okay, in the group, even if there are 5 students, each one get a subtopic, and they go through very systematically, thoroughly, with reference, with number of questions. When they come and share, other students, okay, so it is an in-depth study. So the other students benefit it. So it becomes very effective. Even number of points. Okay, I did not see it. Okay, you have referred it. Oh, this is a good point, very relevant point, very valid point. So therefore, the learning becomes highly effective, where 100% of the student is in the flipped learning. Next is problem-based learning or solving, right? Inquiry-based learning, you can call it. So according to Mode, it's, learning uses complex real-world issues at the classrooms as subject matter. Okay, you take a problem-based learning focuses on where the students are given a real life situation, okay, problem that has been addressed, that the society today. Okay, for example, why are the prices hiking today? Okay, a tomato kilo for 10 or 20 today it's 100 rupees. A rice that was sold for 10 rupees, 15 rupees today 100 rupees or 80 rupees. What are the reasons? Okay, so slowly every group students will start. Okay, now I mean, I may think in one aspect. Every student will, so all the 40 will come up with 40 different solutions and answers, and you can address the need, address the problem behind these hike in prices or whatever. I'm just giving you an example so that whatever problem in reality, the students, what happens, they, they absorb because they must have heard, because they're good at, right? They have got smartphone in their hand, they hear, they interact with people, they visit other places, they may visit markets and go to different places. So they do have knowledge and they come up with ideas. Okay, so definitely there is a big difference between traditional learning and problem-based learning. Here in traditional learning, students are told what they need to do and students memorize the concepts. Problem is assigned to the students at the end. Okay, whether you solve the problem, you may not solve the problem. Problem-based inquiry learning, problem is assigned to the students first, and the students identify what they need to do by addressing every component of the problem. They segment, they break into small parts, and why is it happening, when is it happening, why so, okay, why doesn't it happen, okay, why is now, what is the reason. So they learn and apply. So therefore, in the discussions in group, the knowledge they gain by pooling their ideas and discussion or debates or interacting with people with competencies, or people who have got knowledge, they gain a lot of knowledge and they are able to apply the gained knowledge for a particular concept or a content that they are learning, with them, or they are pursuing. So therefore, problem-based learning is very, very important. One of the latest method that's been. Next is team-based learning. Now, there's a big difference from team-based learning and group, group discussion. We can see TLB, a form of small group learning that emphasizes students' preparation out of class and application of knowledge in the class. As flipped learning, problems, okay, the learning concepts are divided and given to different students in groups. Before they get into the classroom, before they come to the classroom, they learn, they discuss in group, they learn with help of their parents, with help of the reference books, newspaper, whatever resource they go through, they have an in-depth knowledge, and they come and share it in the group, and one member from the group come and report it. So therefore, the team-based, okay, learning is very much here. It is different from in group work. Every member in the group, contributes something, whereas in team-based learning, contributed with responsibility. Each one has to learn, has to share, and they give it. So that's the difference. Again, already gave me a signal. It's time, but there is another 2 slides. I'll just go it. Okay, this mnemonics. This another method to associate, where in order to remember a number of concepts, you can use this, like Richard of your colors, WebGR, you can remember. So I gave it, okay, 1 is a band, 2 is a shoe, 3 is a tree, things like that. You can also have this mnemonics, okay, abbreviations, so that they put together. It's easy for students to remember a concept or a theorem, things like that. So this is another, you can introduce it, especially for school level. It's very, very helpful. The role of technology, okay, why the shift? You know very well, AI tutor is there, augmented reality, as we are all connected with virtual reality and with augmented reality. Augmented reality is nothing, okay, the real aspect of the world can be connected using the computer through internet. So where learner, it emphasizes, it enhances learners. At the click of the mouse, they can learn. You have got more massive open online course. Students also to decide, okay, or you can introduce, instead of teaching from regular discipline, you can introduce, you can teach, you can also be an resource person at MOOC or Coursera, edX, things like that. Provides number of courses, okay, short time course and long time course. The role of technology in the shift. Why you need to have that shift is, this is the reason we live in a digital era. So therefore the demand is tied towards the digital learning. So collaborative platforms are available, like tools like Google Classroom, Microsoft, that are used for communication, file sharing and collaboration among students. Students themselves, one student, another student, one group of students, one class of students can share with other group of students, and their materials can be shared. Learning system, okay, all the software applications, online tools, online applications are available, okay, Moodle, Blackboard, Canva, okay, I've got number of things. I've only put few, I knew it was time. So features of LMS also could be used, like applications, quizzing for discussions, assignments, AI tutors. Okay, if you're bored, you can click on the tutor will. Okay, you have got AI tutors in a teacher in India, elsewhere. You have got a lecturer, AI lecturer in the bank. It works. Okay, every field. You have got clear. So even it is all focuses on personalized learning. That is a big significance aspect of it. You can learn at any time, anywhere, according to his own space. So they can also adopt individual student needs by assessing their strength and weakness. Evaluations can be done. Students can also plan. You can also change, okay, using these aspects, provide instant feedback. Okay, you have got Squirrel AI, okay, Carnegie. These two were okay. Okay, it may look new, but it is already for 25 years people are using. Now, what do these do to Squirrel AI? Okay, artificial intelligence and Carnegie. China's introduced, and they're very popular with them in the schools. Now, for example, if you're a student of teaching in a middle school, now Squirrel AI and Carnegie AI, what do? They break the learning concept into 10 points. Okay, and the learning becomes, so each aspect is learned in a very meticulous way, breaking down the learning concept, like migrate macro into small, learn it in order to imbibe skills, in order to imbibe competency over the concept. Okay, so we discussed the paradigm shift is needed in order to imbibe students or develop students with relevant skills, with relevant attitude, and with relevant knowledge for their future life as a effective member of a society. Thank you for listening to me. If any questions you may ask me.
Participants, if you have any questions, you can just post it in the chat box if you're not able to unmute yourself.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So first of all, it was a great program. So I would like to thank all the faculty members, delegates, and the participants. So I have a small question.
Yes, sir.
So we spoke about all blended learning, hybrid learning, AI tools, everything we have spoke.
Yeah.
And nowadays we are facing a challenge. Nowadays, these 21st children,
Yeah,
are
yes, sir.
taught by 20th teachers in the 19th centuries of classrooms.
Yeah, true.
Okay, and they are more advanced of
Okay.
knowing things. And how we can correlate with the very no usage of classrooms, blackboard are becoming more virtual learnings. So how this is going to relate to the faculty members in the future, ma'am?
Actually,
How it is
you
going to
you did
support?
answer as you questioned me, sir. We need to learn. A teaching community should be a learning community. Learning is lifelong learning. That's why I said shift. We thought we have, we have gained knowledge. We are efficient people, and we give it. It's wrong. Students already come with, as Bloom says, they come with already previous knowledge, and we need to. That way, we are no more teachers. We are only facilitators. We provide even an atmosphere, teaching resources, enable them to learn, and in the bargain, we need to be learners. I said I learned, because when I was introduced, because of this COVID or before, right? We were introduced when I entered this teaching profession in education, college. Only then I was introduced to, with interactive board. I was trained. We were sent how to use an interactive board to Loyola College Arts and Science. Okay, we attended number of meetings, seminars. So it is. I was already a teacher. Now, whereas the arts and science students, they already knew how to use an interactive board, or students who came for B.Ed, they knew how to, introduce. So you are going to be a teacher, so you need to be educated. So that is why, there is called seminars, workshop, in service program. We need to be a learner. Constantly we need to learn, and it's a big challenge, as you say. Okay, we are all immigrants. It becomes big challenge, and some of us are not ready for it. Okay, and that's why you are asking. Maybe some of us are ready, but the demand is we need to, but we cannot. If you say no, then we will not be fit for this classroom today. We will not be an effective teachers. So therefore, we need to educate ourselves, sir. Yes, sir. I hope I'm answering your question.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I got. And do we really think that this AI is going to replace the teachers, and how?
No. Definitely cannot be replaced, sir. See, AI cannot, understand maybe parents fought, previous night. Child without comes to the classroom, he sleeps or he is sad, he doesn't do the assignment, or single parents. Therefore, your AI will not understand. It is the teacher, we will understand. Okay, discuss with them what is wrong with you. Okay, fine, for parents and talk. So teachers' place will never be replaced by AI. Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, recently an article says that Japanese has found the robot with the help of AI that can read the student's facial expression and understand what the problem currently the student is facing.
Sir, why do you go to Japan? We have it in India, right? You do have an AA teacher that talks. You had this film, right? 02, I do not know. You had, what is that film with the Rajini and company, you had.
That is... It was a movie, but it has come to...
That's what I'm saying. It is. Okay, where, but you cannot replace. That cannot, it will not reach to the entire, segments of the society, okay, to a certain extent. But you cannot, guarantee that would be, because if the electricity goes off and that is boom, I was just praying all along. Hope the electricity doesn't go, because so many of us are connected. So if there is no electricity, if there is a pocket, if there is no internet facility, your AI has no place. So that is another thing we need to keep.
Maybe teachers cannot be replaced, but the manpower can be reduced because of AI.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Ma'am. Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
and
much.
special thanks to Dr. Mange ma'am also for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
ma'am.
sister. Yes. Shall we? Gratitude is the fierce blossom that blossoms in our heart. First and foremost, I thank the Lord Almighty for showering His choicest blessings upon us. I thank the resource person wholeheartedly. I express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Sister M. Mary, Assistant Professor of English from Stella College of Education, for throwing light on teaching method, a paradigm shift. Thank you so much, sister, for explaining in detail the transition, how the transition has happened from teacher-centered teaching to student-centered learning, and sharing your insights on how a teacher must address the diverse needs of a learner in an inclusive classroom. I assure you that the teachers will adapt to the demands of the 21st century learners with the necessary skills and competencies. Thank you for orienting us on the national education policies and the necessity to create skilled workforce. Thank you, Sister Dr. M. Mary, for contributing your knowledge. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. I would thank you for the opportunity given to
Thank
me
you, sister.
from our college and the College of Sri Vidya. Thank you.
Yes. I'm grateful to Reverend Sister Dr. Ruby Alangara Medna College of Education and concrete support to execute all. Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister. I also thank Engineer Tiruvengada Ramanuja Das, the chairman of Sri Vidya College of Arts and Science, Virudhunagar, for being in the area of education. Thank you so much, sir. I place on record my sincere gratitude to Dr. Mrs. Joseph Catherine, who has been a motivating spirit. Thank you, ma'am. She drives us relentlessly for achieving success and supports us by all means in every step. Thank you, ma'am, for your thank you, ma'am. I would also like to thank Dr. M. Ganeshan, the principal of Sri Vidya College of Arts and Science, who is so kind and concerned with everyone. I thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for first that has become I thank and the IQAC coordinator of Sri Vidya College of Arts and Science, Dr. Ramaraj, for materializing this FDP and making it effective. Colleges primary level to tertiary level, great strength to learn together and share our knowledge with each other. Thank you so much for joining us in this FDP. I thank all the staff members of SMC and Sri Vidya College of Arts and Science, along with Dr. K. Santanalakshmi, who has been the backbone of this faculty development program. Thank you, everyone. Attendance link, feedback link will be shared in.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you,
Good night.
sister. Thank you,
Okay,
sister.
good night.
Yes, sister. Good night. Good night, sister.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mangai, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sister. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sharing the feedback link in the Google Meet also.
Okay.
Rubina ma'am has shared. I hope even in the YouTube, we have shared the attendance feedback link. Please fill the link.